Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld, the latest from the comedic minds that gave us The Play That Goes Wrong and Peter Pan Goes Wrong is Mind Mangler, a night of tragic illusion. It'll play for 16 weeks only, beginning on November 10th at New World Stages, and I dropped by the legendary Sardis to catch up with the show's two stars and co-creators, Henry Lewis and Jonathan Sayer, to tell us all about it and give us a sneak peek.
We're so excited. We're so lucky to do two shows in New York in 1 year is absolutely incredible. So no, we're thrilled. And it's a very, very cool theatre. We're so delighted to be around the corner from Play That Goes Wrong at New World Stages. So yeah, we can't wait.
I am absolutely thrilled. This has been a real Easter egg kind of surprise because we left the States 5 weeks ago from doing Peter Pan and we're kind of back here and it's all happened very, very quick. But I'm delighted. I love New York. I love this show. I think this is one of my favourite shows we've made, and deeply excited.
So the show is, it's a mind-reading magic show, but it's packed full of jokes, as many jokes as you would expect in any other mischief show, but there's also genuine, real magic, real mind-reading in the show. And the show is all about my character, Keith, who is a down-on-his-luck mind reader, recently going through a divorce and struggling to get his career back on track. And John plays Steve, who's his stooge, who always manages to mess up all of his routines. And the story between the two of us is also really lovely and sweet. So it's kind of, it's three things: funny, magical, and heartwarming, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I can't tell you how it's done because I'd obviously have to kill you. But no, I thought it was really interesting watching all you guys. We did this press event this morning where we showed a little bit of the show, and I think what was really interesting is I think you were all waiting for the comedy beat to be, well, it's gone wrong and the magic is bad, but actually the magic is really good. And there was this little moment when we did a trick and there was kind of stunned silence, and then so the comedy lives in a different place in this show. It's more character comedy, right? It's more the character is funny as opposed to you're just laughing at the character for being bad at what they do. So that's a real fun thing about this show.
I think the magic element is quite magical. There's kind of like a natural connection between the comedy that we were doing in Play That Goes Wrong and Peter Pan Goes Wrong, that kind of like, look over here, something funny happens over here, everybody looks that way kind of a thing, and that I feel like there's a natural connection between the comedy and the magic, and I think adding those layers on top of each other is just going to be a great time.
And everything that he just said, and then just being early on in the process. So when I came in to Play That Goes Wrong, it had been happening for a while. This is the first time this is going up in the US, so I'm able to get to see how the sausage is made a little more, which is nice.
Now, sharing the stage with Henry again,
Yeah.
what you love the most?
Well, yeah, we don't get on at all, obviously, as you could tell. No, it's great. Like, Hen was the best man at my wedding. We're best pals. We make each other laugh a lot. So it's just a joy. And like, particularly because my come and see the show, but my character is in the audience quite a bit, and kind of, so I get to watch little chunks of it as well, and we just make each other laugh a lot. And like, even we're teching the show and rehearsing at the moment, and the tech is very quick and very, very tight, and even then there's a lot of laughter in the room, and it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun.
We all know things go wrong in these shows, but did something go wrong during one of your performances that was not supposed to go wrong when you were on?
Oh, come back to me.
Okay.
I mean, for sure. There is so the role I played, there's 2 times in the show where I get knocked unconscious, and you're unconscious for like 18 minutes straight. And, once you've done a show 300 times, it's not, you're not, the nerves aren't really running. So, and when you're on tour, you can be really tired. And I fell asleep on stage during the show in front of 3,000 people. And one of the guys had to come, thank God, Ned Noyes spotted it, and he was like, Brandon's asleep. He's asleep. And the cue came, and usually I jump real quick, and I didn't. He came over and he was like, Trevor, and like kicked me to get me up, and I was like, oh God. That's the biggest goes wrong for me.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
For you, something crazy?
There was a moment in The Play That Goes Wrong Off-Broadway where we, at one point during a scene, there's a lost dog element in the show, and when somebody walked out on stage with the dog, there was no dog, and a member of the audience thought that it was their responsibility to play the dog. So they just walked, it was just this moment where everybody froze, and he walked up on stage, and he just sat down on the stage like a dog, and they just had to escort him away, and he was very embarrassed.
But he got to be a part of the show.
He got to be a part of the show. He made his Off-Broadway debut that night.
Oh my God.